Hi, it's Jamie at the Bead Gallery, and today I wanted to talk to you about hoop earrings. I'm wearing some right now. They've always been a favorite for the last almost 30 years at the store. And I don't know if you knew that there's so many different kinds of hoop earrings and so many different names of them. So I recently started to learn what they are so I could tell you. I've been looking online and it's amazing. There's like just names made up, names, the wrong names attributed to different earrings. So to help you out and to help myself learn what they are, I'm going to show you what they look like and tell you a little bit how they're made. One of the most popular styles is the beading hoop, especially for beaders because we want to find one where we can string them right onto the wire. You can even get seed beads on here because as you can see, it's just a plain piece of wire. And then we put it in our ears. I'll show you how to do that and how easy it is. Jason, what gauge do you think this wire is?
That is going to be approximately 20,
Maybe 21,
21.
21 gauge wire. So you're going to take the end of it with a flat tool. And then you angle it up, put it through your ear, and put it through the loop. And that is as easy as it can be to make your first pair of hoop earrings. I did this on a 1-inch beading hoop. We have a little bit larger in rose gold, gold fill, and this is a sterling silver. But beading hoops are awesome because you can string on just about anything. It always surprises me when you can get a little bead. Oh, look at that. Look how cute. So these are some pink opals. So you can string on a charm, turn your loop, and voila, you have earrings. Okay, so that's the first of our earrings called the beading hoop. Oh, we call these the sparkle hoops. So they are just like a beading hoop, except the wire is it twisted, Jason?
I believe so. It's either twisted or it's textured on the outside.
Yeah, isn't that pretty? So
It's
it makes it,
specialized.
yeah, it looks sparkly. So if you want to string something on there, I'm going to just show you a little trick. You can try, but you have to remember that one, the hole has to be big enough. And as the hoop gets larger, the curve gets bigger and you can't always get an item on there. So let's see. You might have to drill your bead out to a bigger hole. Here's a sample like this. So this was like the standard size hole, fits about 20 gauge wire maybe. This one fits up to probably a 16 gauge. And look, you string it on and you can make Tahitian pearl hoop earrings. Next up, I have endless hoops. Endless hoops are where the wire slides into the tube. These are really comfortable. I love them a lot. This might be one of my favorite styles to wear. And not only are they comfortable, you can slide a bead right on it. This one doesn't take seed beads because it does have a little bit of a thicker point right here where your ear wire, this part that goes in your ear, is soldered onto a thicker tube. So you can't put seed beads on this, but you can still put big hole beads on there. Look how cute that is. We've been selling these for a long while. And in like say the 90s, hoop style earrings that were super popular were just a rounded wire. So this is what they look like. Now this is popular. Look, this is a square wire. So you can see that this is a rounded wire and this is square. So it has a little bit more shine to it, more surface area to admire. The part that goes in your ear though is still the same size. So it's still really comfortable. I do find this tiny one a little bit more challenging to get into my ear because you have to pull it back just a little and then come forward so that it sits in this loop. So if you want to wear tiny huggies and you want it to be easy, I would go to the saddleback style, which I'll show you next, okay? So again, this is endless rounded wire, endless square wire. Endless square wire. We carry these in all the different flavors of colors. So I really encourage you to try wearing some of these. Super fun. Oh, and even the one I have on right now. This is an endless rose gold. So when the wire is this big, is this about 40 millimeters? That is an inch and a half. It's easy to get onto your ear because it's not as tight. So look, it just opens and closes. Super easy to get onto your ear. And I was saying on the smaller ones, because it's got such a small curve, you cannot pull it back as easily. So if you have a thicker earlobe too, which I do, you may want to try this style. And this is the Saddleback. So for these, it has a hinge right here. So that makes it really easy to get on. And it sits right in this groove right here. So now this groove is done in different ways. Some of them are a U shape like this. And if it gets loose, you can take your plier and gently pinch it so that it sits tighter. Don't squeeze it so hard though, because we have squeezed some so hard that getting it to snap in and out can be a problem. This is my favorite, where it's 2 wires. So it's really easy to snap it in and pull it out. So this is also, I think, called a clicker style, where it just clicks because you can hear it clicking. Okay, that's the clicker. With 2 styles. One where it's just a piece of wire that sits like a little U-shaped saddle. And this one where it is 2 wires. I really love this stuff. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend this one. It's easy to get on, especially in a small size like this. This is 20 millimeter or half an inch. Now I have one that is endless and hinged. So it's a combination. There is a hinge, but there is no U-shaped latch. So you have to pull back and put it into the tube. This is a little bit hard to do, not super hard, but if you don't want to struggle at all, this would not be my first choice. There's a bit of struggle with this one, and the harder it is to make, the more that it costs. The easier it is to make, the less it costs. So please consider that. If you don't mind the struggle, you can pay a little bit less. If you want it super easy to get off and on, you may want to invest in something that performs super easy, so less struggle for you. Now, this is like a standard type of hoop. It is just a hoop that goes into your ear. You can put a little elastic on the back if you're like, oh, I don't want it to fall off my ear. This is just a little silicone stopper. So once it's in your ear, you can pop that onto the back side, and it might make you feel more comfortable and more daring to wear your hoops. You can string a bead onto these too. I don't know if this will fit. I always like to test. Nope, because this is too small of a hoop. So you can string on, it won't come off, and then you can wear your gemstone in the front. Put your silicone backing on so it doesn't come off. And we also like to reshape these hoops. So you can take something circular and kink it down like this with your flat nose plier. So then you can have a reshaped ear wire, which is always nice. So that's the hoop style that goes into your ear. And next up I have the hinged closure. It's a hinge here and it snaps. So we had these made in Bali for us. We had these loops soldered onto the bottom. You can wear it without anything soldered onto the bottom. It's a little bit more ornate. There's a little bit more thickness to it. So you could wire wrap a bead to the bottom, or you can get them without a soldered loop and just wear them as a hoop. Like this style is the same as the one I showed you earlier, but larger. So again, you can put on a little stopper at the back. Or look, now what you can do on these is decorated by binding. You can check out our YouTube video on binding and put something on the outside of your hoops. One more hoop style is with a post and clutch. So some hoops have a post that sticks straight out, and just make sure you put something on the back side so it doesn't fall off your ear. I hope you enjoyed all of these hoop earrings. Hope you feel more comfortable about picking a pair to try. And if you need any help, as always, reach out and let us know. If you want to make your own hoop earrings, you can. You would have to do it with either a soft enough wire that it could take the shape on a hoop mandrel, which we have. These are called hoop mandrels, and you'd shape wire on it and hammer it. You can make it in all different sizes, and it's really fun to make. You just have to make sure that you harden it enough by hammering it so that there's tension in your hoop, and when you pull it, it doesn't just come apart. I would say that's our number one complaint of people who make their own hoops, is that it doesn't hold the shape well. So make sure you know about wire, how to hammer it to harden it, and make sure you're choosing a thick enough gauge that it can hold its shape. Jason, do you have any tips?
Bead your earrings.
Bead your earrings.
Really, bead your earrings.
Oh, yes, put beads on them.
Yep.
I do have one more tip. The wire that goes through your ear, when you're buying them finished, they are deburred. So it's not just a piece of wire that's been cut and that you're poking in your ear. So you should and must deburr the ends of your own hoop earrings. That, if you're interested, let us know. We can make another video about that, because beading, it doesn't stop. There's always something new to learn. It's always exciting. I hope you love it as much as we do. Aloha.